Check this out.
Welcome to BLPA Big Show. Hockey sports, life for the adult athlete. Yeah. Powered by the Beer League Players Association.
Better follow me.
Follow us, the BLPA, on every social media outlet. Follow the crew on Twitter at Nicker Jones.
Let's get it. Here we go.
Welcome to the greatest sports show in the world. Good week, everybody. I'm here with my friend Jason. Jason, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, Nick?
Just living life, large and in charge, basically.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I just want to, full disclosure on this episode, we don't have a damn thing planned for this. This could be boring. It could go off the rails. It could be amazing. We don't know. We don't really. I have a couple questions from fans with your little mailbag. Maybe that's the key. But outside of that, we don't have a damn clue what we're about to talk about.
Doesn't matter. We'll be fine.
Gold. This is how you create radio gold. And here's the reason why we don't have anything planned, because Jason and I, both of us, procrastinators.
For sure, 100%.
And there's a reason. There's a reason why I'm a procrastinator, because I believe this fully in my heart, deep down inside, even down into my loins, into my plums. I don't know if you've ever seen Eastbound and Down, but
I haven't.
Oh, fuck, you're missing it. Will Ferrell, he's a used car salesman, and he's like, I can feel it way down in my plums. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it now. Now you gotta go watch Eastbound and Down. But nonetheless, what I believe way deep down in my plums is that every great thing that has ever been created in this world, every incredible idea has come because someone was procrastinating and they were thinking about how to put off what they were supposed to do, and they thought of this great thing.
Okay.
And that's my hot take. I think that the only way you can create greatness is to procrastinate.
Yeah, so I will say this. I don't know that – I think how I feel is on the same plane as what you're talking about. But I've said for years, and, just recently I finished my degree, and then I got my master's, doing really well at work. Like, there's a lot of things going on in my life, and I was doing really good at all of them. And I said all the time, because my wife would always complain about how I procrastinate, and I would tell her, listen, I do my best work when the game is on the line. Like, I need the pressure of knowing no time left.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know that this is it. I got to do it now. Do or die.
I'm right there. And then you create greatness. And so we could be on to something. And I'll be honest with you. I'm always going to procrastinate. Always.
Same.
Because I feel like when I've done stuff and had it like done completely and ready to go, but then I think about it and I worry about it and I start tinkering and I change up what could have been incredible greatness, because I got to sit alone with my thoughts for a while and think on it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till the end, because usually what I create originally is great, and then I mess it up. So
maybe this episode's either gonna prove us right or prove us wrong.
I think there's way more people in this world like us, as opposed to people that want to plan everything out and just be, 6 weeks out. They have show notes for their episode 6 weeks away, or you know what I'm saying? Like, do people pack for vacation, 2 weeks in advance? Maybe. Not me. I do it 3 hours before I go to bed the night before we're about to leave.
But I got to go on a trip tomorrow, and I'm packing in the morning as I'm walking out the door. That's how I roll.
And you know why that's tough? I've done that. I always forget things. I mean, I forgot a hockey helmet at home one time when I was going to play hockey. That's why I now have a $400 CCM helmet. I don't know if you remember that story, but basically I left my helmet at home, and then they told me I couldn't have it because it wasn't released, and then I had to have it, and I just got some fucked up things about that. But okay, I don't like to procrastinate till the very last minute, but I still do believe in procrastination. And I've procrastinated in this episode long enough, so now I need to tell you that this episode is brought to you by Hockey Wolf. Ow, 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 ow!
Ow, ow, ow!
Hey, hockeywolf.com. You hear me talk about them. They're beer leaguers just like you, Jason, and me, and you listening, and they're trying to make the game more affordable for all of us beer league beauties out there. And they have teamwear. So if you want to get matching what are they called? Tracksuits.
Tracksuits.
Yeah, which we need, by the way. We need matching track, and they got to be crazy and out there. So we're probably gonna have to hit up our boys at Hockey Wolf. And they got hockey equipment, they got lacrosse equipment, they got everything you need over there. So go check out my boy. Hey, tell him we sent you. Tell him, hey, I need some state gloves, and I'm going to buy these state gloves, and I'm going to go to that state and play. I'm not going to forget them. Not like Jason. I'm not Jason. So go check out the boys, hockeywolf.com. Ow, 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 ow.
Ow, 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 ow.
You can also find, I forget this part every time, Jason. So what I'm going to do, basically, every episode, I'm going to give you a responsibility, and this is your responsibility, okay? Right here, right now. This is your responsibility. You have to remember every time, because I forget every time, to tell people where they can find us on social media, the show, all of our stuff, and then us personally. So why don't you go ahead and hit it?
Okay, perfect. So you can find the show or the EBLPA on every social media, like across the board. I think Nick started an OnlyFans with it. Yeah. But literally any social media, BBLPA, you can find us there. You can find Nick at Nicker Jones on Twitter and the Nicker Jones on Instagram. And you can find me only over on Twitter at Beer League J.
Damn, bud, you've been practiced. Did you know I was going to lay this on you today? Because that was like perfect, smooth read.
Yeah, no, that's just how I roll. Again, under pressure, I'm ready to go.
All right, I'm going to kick this off with a question because I think it's a question that's right up the old alley. It's actually like what we would call it, like it's teeing us up, throwing us softballs. Okay. This is a question over on BLPA. I'm not looking at my phone right now because it's giving me feedback into my ear, so I can't bring it close. But I believe it was from Mr. Ventura, not Ace. But he said,
brother, maybe
cousin. He said, I know both you guys are glove whores, correct? At least for me.
Yep.
But if you had the choice to get unlimited gloves or unlimited sticks, which would you choose?
I mean, I think I know the answer for both of us, but I'll answer for me first. It's gloves all day, and it's not close.
It's not. It's really. And here's the deal. I get a lot of free sticks. I don't. I'm humble brag. No. I don't want to brag.
Big deal.
I get a lot of free sticks, and I also get free gloves, but not a lot of those. But if I could get free gloves and I could customize it, no question. And you know what? Here's the deal, though. And I think we might have talked about this before. I would only take free Eagle gloves. I would not take free Warriors. I would not take free Bauer unless Bauer or Warrior were sponsors and they paid us and gave them to us free. I have a lot of loyalty.
For sure you do.
What would you?
I don't have that same issue. I will take any of the brands. I prefer Warriors. That's what I wear. Like if I have to go buy my gloves, I generally buy Warriors. But I'll take any of them. You can hand them to me. And like you said, knock on wood, because I have a game tonight. But I don't break a lot of sticks, so I'm not worried about. I do a lot of drifting, right? I don't use my stick a whole lot in hockey games, so I feel like my stick lasts a little bit longer than most people's. But man, gloves get worn out and stinky really quick. And plus I just love the way, a good pair of gloves look, with the right jersey or right setup or whatever.
You can throw those gloves in the wash machine. One.
Yeah,
with a little white vinegar. And it's more the palms that get real stinky. And but I have so many that I rotate through them. So mine don't really get that dirty and stinky. More, I get holes in the palms, and that's when I have to replace it. but then it takes the smell away, obviously. But now I'm trying to conserve because they don't even make my palm anymore at Eagle.
Oh,
I use
that's brutal.
Yeah, I use a double goat palm. I don't know. I don't know why I use it. I got it on a Pro Stock glove one time, and I was like, yeah, these feel really good and supple. They were really supple, Jason. Really, like just supple.
Hey, yeah, I feel like supple is sometimes underrated, but that's an important quality in a lot of things.
They were just so supple, and I was like, you know what? I need to have this suppleness on my hand. So I would literally buy gloves. So if like my deal, like I obviously don't do like just stock gloves anymore because I have all those Eagle ones. So I'd find like gloves that are a different colorway that I didn't have, and I'd literally buy them on Sideline Swap. They'd ship them to me. I'd send them right to Eagle and be like, cut off the cuff, make it a Hosa cuff, and add them double goats. And I just needed that suppleness in my life, and here I am now. I literally bought like 10 pairs of these extra palms, and I'm down to my last one, and I don't know which pair is going to go first. But I'm kind of bummed about it. So if anyone knows anyone that knows how to make goat leather palms, let's talk. Let's do. If you got some goats out there that you're tanning their hides, I guess that's how you make. Yeah, you would think that Eagle would let me come to their warehouse. I'm calling you out, Eagle and Kelsey. She's my girl over Eagle. You think they'd let me come over and see like the process, how gloves are made, and get that out to the world and let them know. And one of those things is, you know what? How do you get glove palms? Like obviously they order them from somewhere else, so I'd have to dig a little deeper. I'd have to go next level type reporting shit. But you know what? I think we're at that level where I could do that.
Yeah, I'm with you. And maybe if they invite you and they invite me to come along, I might become loyal to Eagle Gloves. You never know, right? You never know what could happen.
You never know.
Let's throw it out there.
There are some pics of me in the wild with Warrior gloves, and my first ever pair of gloves were Mission L7s. So when I started, I had those, but now it's all Eagle for me. And unless Bauer or Warrior pony up, it's always going to be Eagle for me. Speaking of ponying up, everyone was complaining about, after a couple of weeks of good sounding podcasts, Jason went back to tin can and a string. We've ordered Jason the stuff. We've ordered it.
Yeah. This is hopefully my last AirPod podcast.
Listen, I got you a Rode Procaster mic with a PSA-1 boom arm that you can screw onto a table or a desk, and a shock mount. Oh, but you're gonna sound absolutely delicious, supple even, if I may, and it's gonna be incredible. And this is all thanks to our Patreon people. If you want to support us at patreon.com/theblpa, shout out entire Cosentino family for being a part of that. Cosentino is on a chirp war on Facebook today.
I saw. I'm not on Facebook, but I did see some screenshots of the chirp war there.
Yeah, and you said I love a good chirp war. I like doing them more on Twitter because I can call them tweefs, Twitter beefs.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Get tweefs. Copyright BLPA 2021, 2022, whatever. And yeah, it's getting pretty heated, and I like it. I'm here for it. I love especially when I don't have to be in the middle of it and I just get to watch from afar. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, you're like the meme with the kid that's swinging on the swing and the fire's going off in the background. You're the kid, right? You're just enjoying life.
Exactly. And listen, I love a good tweef. I'll get in the middle of it. I've gotten my hands dirty many times before in social media beefs, but as I age, I learned to just enjoy the tweefing around me. Not jump in, not jump in. Just look admire from afar, if I may, and that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm loving it. I'm hoping it continues to develop. I'm here for it. I want to stoke the fire. I'm going to stoke the fire right fucking now. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
I challenge both of these two, Michael Cosentino Big Dad Kyle
Shout out
Thornton.
Cosentino.
Shout out Cosentino family. Big Dad Kyle Thornton or Thornton. I don't even know how to pronounce. He has an N right in the middle. That's why I just call him Big Dad, because that's what he told me to call him.
Yeah.
I challenge them to come to a tournament together, and we will create a BLPA skills challenge to find out who the better skater is.
I love it. I want to. Let's one up it. Eagle River. Let's make it Eagle River. Let's just go ahead and set the date.
Okay.
Lots of time.
Okay.
Lots of time for them to hone in on their skills and get ready, because I believe it's in September.
Wait, you don't think we can get?
Let's make it Eagle River.
You don't think we can get both of them to Cleveland? 'Cause that's soon.
Yeah, I don't think Michael Cosentino, shout out, wants to do Cleveland.
Why?
I've asked him because I'm doing Cleveland.
Yeah.
I just think he hates the state of Ohio, and maybe that's because Big Dad lives in that state. That could be it.
That's okay. But how badass would it be to come to his state and embarrass him?
And embarrass him in his own state.
So maybe we can. We'll set a placeholder for Eagle River, but the fire could die down by then, right? If we can get this going in May, hey, shout out my Cosentino and the whole Cosentino family. He came to Cleveland last year. I know, and
he did. Yeah.
And I think he could come back and I think you could come embarrass him on his own home turf. And I know Kyle's down for it. What kind of skills would we do?
I mean, I think we look back at some of the NHL skills contest type stuff, like you do I've got the little soft toss kits, right? Maybe do some
tossing?
Accuracy passing, some tossing.
And
I think you got it. Fastest skater, which no offense to Big Dad, but Kaz is gonna get you there.
Listen,
for sure.
Here's the deal. I've never seen Big Dad on a full out. Like I've seen Kaz, because Kaz gets to top speed in those first couple steps, like a true hockey player does. I've never seen Big Dad he's a great hockey player. Let's not get it twisted and say Big Dad's not good, but I've never seen him have to skate hard. But I think he can. I think he can. I think he can fly too.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly can. How long can he hold it for? I don't know, but he's got to have a top speed, and obviously he can get there. Just like you said, when he's skating his normal, not going full out, he's a good skater. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do we do the full lap like the NHL, or do we just do like blue line to blue line, like straight up sprint?
I think we got to do a full lap.
Okay.
I mean, we want to see some edge work. We want to see some crossover.
We want to see it all,
right?
I do want to see it all. I want to see it all. Do we do? Is there a fight portion of this?
I don't know if I'm assuming the BLPA is insured. I don't know if you want the insurance company here and that we're doing a fight club at one of the tournaments.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a fight club. It's a one fight match. They're going to sign waivers, right? Waivers protect you from everything.
Yeah, for sure. I'm thinking more. Let's do some like targets, right? Like some shooting, because I think Kyle probably has the upper hand in that one. If we're going to give Kaz an upper hand speed one, we gotta give him something that he's got to work for, which I think would be the accuracy, the shooting accuracy.
And then if we wanna blast both of them, they both suck at chugging beer. So
for sure, yeah, for sure.
So we got beer chugging, we have speed, we have accuracy. There's got to be a couple more.
Yeah, I think we need more like beer league type activities, maybe less hockey skill activities.
So
like
basically they sit on the bench. They both say, I gotta poop. They have to run to the bathroom, undress in full gear, drop a dump, and get back out there. And we'll time that.
I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one.
Because that happens a lot, right? Wait, you know how hard it is to poop in full gear? It's hard.
It's not easy. I've been there for sure.
Because you get your pants down and your pants hit the ground, so you can't really get your legs like working to
apart.
Yeah, listen. I know being an NHL player is hard, but being a beer leaguer is hard too, real hard.
Yeah, they have no idea what the diet that we have puts us through at game time. They just don't get it.
Like we don't have people telling us what to eat. We just eat what feels good.
Yeah, or a whole Danish. Like,
yeah,
whatever.
That's tough. Speaking of eating, I'm about to not eat anything for a while.
Yeah. Are you having a tough go like I am? Because I hit 200 today on the scale for the first time in probably a decade.
Well, you listen. Yeah. I mean, I've gained quite a bit of lbs. I got a wagon hitched up to me right now. It's actually hitched right in the front, and I'm not talking about my dong either. I'm talking about my beer league belly. But I just I've been to the doctor, and they're gonna put me on some new meds for my diabetes.
Okay.
Even though it's like a type 2 medicine, but I'm a type 1 diabetic. She said I just want to try. I want to see it because I just kind of took her through like what I eat and like what my day to day is, and she's like, I don't understand why like you keep gaining the weight, and obviously, scientifically, insulin doesn't make you gain weight, but it doesn't. It makes it harder to lose it.
Sure.
And so they're going to put me on this medicine. It's called Ozempic, and it's like a once a week shot, and it's supposed to make me more sensitive to my insulin that I take, so I won't have to take as much insulin, and it will also aid me in weight loss because it makes me not hungry. And there are some pretty gnarly side effects that happen to like 10 or 15% of the people. Those side effects are acid reflux, horrible stomach issues, and diarrhea, which is great because I already have all three of those.
I was going to say, that sounds like a normal Tuesday for me.
Yeah, and I said, well, and she goes, I know you already have these issues. She said, so basically you could have no change. It could get way worse, or it could reverse it. And I said, sign me up. So let's go.
Yeah, solid odds.
I know some people that have taken this stuff before, and one person said, "Oh, yeah," she's like, I was sicker than a dog, like 2 days after for 2 days after I took the shot every week, but she's like, I also lost like 60 pounds in a year, and so we'll see what happens here. I mean, it's not. I didn't go say, hey, give me a weight loss drug, but hey, let's see if I can get down to about 199. I think that's pretty good for me.
Yeah,
because right now
I got to get back down to closer to 170, so I got a ways to go.
Oh, you got I got about 37, 38. That's where I'm about 238 right now. I'm my lowest about a year and a half ago. Well, I guess 2.5 years ago, right before COVID, I was I was like at 210. So I think if I can get to one, I don't want to drop too far below 200. I don't want to be a pussy.
Yeah.
No offense to the 170s.
Okay.
No offense to the 170s or the Cosentinos. But Frank knows where Frank knows where I'm coming from. Like Frank's what 180, 190. He knows.
Yeah, Frank fluctuates between 190 and 200, but he's also quite a bit taller than I am. So yeah, well, I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, he's a bit taller than me too. But yeah, so it's going to be an interesting thing. My first shot is tomorrow, and so you take like 0.25 for 4 weeks. And then you go to 0.5 for 4 weeks, and you go to 1 for the rest of your life, apparently. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll keep everyone updated.
Well, good luck.
That's why I have a podcast, so I can talk about my journey through Ozempic, along with hockey.
Yeah, and your diarrhea.
Well, I mean, listen, pooping is a big part of beer league. It's just it just
huge.
did. Like I listen. There is not one person that can look me in the eye seriously and say poop jokes aren't funny.
No, they're always funny.
Poop jokes are. I literally, like, we were talking about poop yesterday at the dinner table at my place, because my kid said, I want to eat a bag of poop, and I said, ha ha ha, that's funny, but you can't eat poop. And then he said he's gonna poop his pants, and I said, ha 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 ha, that's funny because I have pooped my pants, and that's not funny. So. I'm
sure your wife loved it. It sounds like some great conversation for dinner.
Listen, my wife loves that I've pooped my pants 3 times in my adult life. She loves reminding me of it. And listen, I was sick. I was sick for 2 of them. Okay. And one of them just, I got caught. I got caught somewhere. I was on some meds, and I don't know what to tell them. And so
you fucked around and found out.
Yeah, I did. I used to travel a lot. I still travel a lot for work, but I used to drive way more when I was doing oil and gas stuff back in Oklahoma. But I just kept toilet paper in my car at all times, because I'd pull over on the side of the road and just let her go. Like when you're out in the country and there's nowhere, you're just like, well, cows can do it. Why
Here we
can't
go.
I?
Yeah. Sure.
So
I don't see anything wrong with it.
this is a weird episode.
I think it's on the verge of greatness, though. I think we're starting to prove our theory right.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Well, can we just? I don't know if we want to go to the sports news after poop jokes.
Which,
Well,
I mean,
a quarterback for the Steelers passed away yesterday after getting hit by a car, and that sucks. And
yeah, brutal.
I
25 years old, man, crazy.
And an incredible talent, by the way.
Yeah.
He, I mean, I remember him at Ohio State. I hated him because, listen, as much as I love Columbus, I'm not a big Ohio State fan.
No, I've heard you are a different OU guy.
Yeah, well, the other OU for them is Ohio University, which is irrelevant. No offense, again, to anyone that's Ohio University fan. But they came into Norman and just beat the brakes off the Sooners 1 year. But then the next year, I went to the game in Columbus, and Baker Mayfield planted that flag. But they were really good for a good, and they're still good. They're still a great football team. But I just remember so jealous that they would have a quarterback like Dwayne Haskins, like just electrifying, man. Just
yeah.
And as much as you are not a fan of a team, I'm not one of those guys where I'm such a big fan of a rival team or that I can't say this guy was incredible to watch. And he was,
for sure. I'm the same way.
He was electrifying, and it sucks. And I know I think Adam Schefter took a bunch of heat for talking about his struggles, and the guy was 25 years old. Of course, not everyone's gonna step into the league and be a superstar right out of the gate. But I think he was on his way to doing some great things with Pittsburgh, and it kind of sucks. So rest in peace. I hope whatever happened that it wasn't it was over quick, right? I hope he he didn't have to feel much pain, and shout out to his family and stuff, and hopefully you guys are doing things, and his teammates for one. Like no one ever talks about how deaths kind of affect teammates, and it's a crazy thing. When I was in college playing baseball, we had a guy transfer over, and he was my roommate for he basically only made it half a semester. And the reason why he transferred over to our school is because his roommate teammate at the other school had committed suicide, and man, it messed the guy up pretty bad. And then talking to him and his teammates, just how much that kind of, because those are your boys, right? Like you're with those guys. Yeah. You go through a lot of life with your teammates, and this goes for beer league too. Like I know a bunch of beer leaguers that have lost teammates, and it's very hard. I hate death. I hate it. Just I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I don't process it well.
Definitely brutal, and like you said, just a young guy full of talent, so makes it even tougher. And like you said, teammates, especially in college level, pro level, they're almost like family, right? Like they're like brothers, more than friends. So like you said, I saw a lot of. I'm a Steelers fan, so I follow a lot of Steelers on social media. And they had videos of, guys basically just bawling their eyes out. So it's a brutal thing to watch for sure.
Yeah, man. And what a rough thing. And it's always sad when anyone passes away, right? But when you're in that spotlight, it's just kind of amplified. And so, I guess, condolences. I hate thoughts and prayers because it didn't really do anything for me when people said that, but a lot of people thinking about the people that are struggling out there. So okay.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of sports, did I tell you about the greatest thing that ever happened to me has happened today?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay, it might be the third. It might be the third best thing that's ever happened to me. Well, my wife and getting married and having a kid. And this is maybe. Okay. That's just a maybe. This could be number one. I don't know.
Yeah.
On I believe it was it a gambling site, DraftKings or something? Someone posted a picture of Eli Manning, and he was wearing his jersey number 10, and he said,
I think it was Bovada.
Who?
Bovada.
I don't. What's that?
a gambling site.
Oh, okay, yeah, whatever. I'm not a gambler. I just do some money lining from time to time. I collect $100 from people and put it in slot machines. But so someone put Eli Manning number 10, said who's the first athlete you think of when you see number 10, and a guy in the BLPA said the commish Nick Fleehart, and the comment right below him, Chipper Jones. So I have been mentioned in the same area, in the same realm with Chipper Jones. That's all I've wanted my whole life.
Life complete.
It is. Like I can stop doing everything now and just know that I've done it. I've done everything I could do as an athlete now. I've been mentioned alongside Chipper Jones, which just leads me to the point that Chipper should come on our show, and let's just chat about things. Let's procrastinate together, Chip. Me and you, bud, and Jason, of course. Me and you, just shooting the shit.
Yeah, we'll do poop jokes or not. Your choice.
Yeah, hey, your call. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk. I know that your book's been out for a while. I've listened to it 50 times at least on the road. We'll talk about that. We could talk about Freddie Freeman and him leaving. This, you know Freddie Freeman, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, big brave. Just went to the Dodgers. That's where he's from. He turned down the same amount of money per year because he got one extra year in LA, and it was a big deal. And Chipper Jones came out and said, listen, I told Freddie he's playing with fire. Don't mess around. The Braves, the GM has a job to do. And he's not he's not going to lowball you. And if you mess around, he has this job to do, and he's going to go out and find someone else. So I guess Freddie wouldn't sign, so they went and found traded for another big-time first baseman. And then Freddie had to sign with the Dodgers. And it turned out to be over one extra year. And in my mind, why I think Chipper was so great, other than being handsome as fuck like me, is he was with the same club for his whole career, and that legacy doesn't happen very often. And I think Freddie had the opportunity to do that, and I just don't know if Freddie put Freddie, like I'm this guy's best friend. I don't know if Mr. Freeman had that on his mind. I know some people said he wanted to go back and play in front of aging family members, which I totally get, but being able to stick with the same team for your whole career, I don't think it's going to happen very much anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I think it's underrated when a guy has that much loyalty to a club or a city or whatever. As a Preds fan, Pekka Rinne is one that played his whole career here, and they just retired his number, and he's getting a statue on the closet. I mean, he never won a Stanley Cup. He did have a Vezina. Obviously a great goalie. Just was never able to put together a championship. But man, one of my biggest fears was when it was clear that Saros was going to take over that net. I was so afraid that Pekka was going to go sign, a backup role somewhere else. And it would have just sucked to see him in any other jersey. So I was glad that, he felt that it was best for him to just retire after being done with Nashville. So, I definitely think that's a big deal, when athletes, spend their whole career at one place. And just like you said, it doesn't happen very often.
And it's a big deal. But then on the flip side, Jerome McGinley, no one's ever going to think of any team other than the Flames when they talk about Jerome McGinley.
For sure.
But he got traded from the Dallas Stars organization, played for the Flames for all those years, and then he chased the cup, right? He forced I don't know if he forced a trade, but he did kind of. He was gonna get traded to the Bruins, but he thought the Pens had a better chance, so he said he only wanted to be traded to the Pens. So kind of forced Jay Feaster's hand back with the organization back when he was traded. So he went to the Pens, lost. Next year went to the Bruins, and then he went to Colorado. Still never got the cup. But what's your take? Like, what if Pekka Rinne chased a cup? Would you have been okay? Like, would you have thought less of him because he chased a cup somewhere?
I definitely wouldn't have thought less of him, and I absolutely would have been cheering for whatever team he was on, assuming they weren't playing the Preds. That's like kind of the only. Like I would love to have seen Pekka win a cup with anybody.
Yeah.
So it would have hurt to see him in another jersey, but then if he would have actually won the cup, moment as well. For
Okay,
sure.
so say Pekka goes to an Eastern Conference team, then they have to play the Preds in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and Pekka beats the Preds. Are you okay with that?
I mean, that would suck. And it would be bittersweet, right? Like, it would be more bitter than sweet, but there certainly would be a part of me that would be happy for him. When I, picked up the shambles of my life of the Preds losing in the finals again.
You know what just popped into my head when you said that it would be bittersweet?
What's that?
Bittersweet Symphony.
It's a good song. Solid song.
I have not heard that song in so long. It's a bittersweet symphony that's like... We should start a rock group, bud.
Okay, I'm in. I have no musical talent at all, but I'm happy to try whatever you want me to do.
Me neither, bud. That is a good song. Do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think is like the best era? Like, do you think it's like? Because how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, so we're within 4 years of each other here. I'm a man. I'm 40. Like, do you think that like that 90s, like when we were like teenagers, like high school, going into college, do you think that was one of the greatest generations of music, or do you go back? Because like obviously my dad thinks his generation's music was the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I think there's arguments to be made for genres in a lot of different places. Like, you could say rap was best in, this decade, but pop was best in another, and rock was best in another. But I think 90s music in general was pretty phenomenal. And you can go with like the pop rock type stuff, which I think really caught on in the 90s, was really good. Boy bands and girl bands,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anyone says, put on some NSYNC and I'll jam out to it. And then even rap, like there was some really, really good rap in the 90s as well.
Yeah, here's the deal. I'm kind of a weird, like I grew up as like a diehard Elvis Presley fan, and Elvis died 5 years before I was born. But when I was just a little guy, when little Nicky Commish was just running around, my grandmother was like in love with her, infatuated. I can remember, like, I'm 10 years old, so this is 92, and we're watching the VHS of Elvis in concert, and he's singing Unchained Melody. And obviously, the dude had a great voice, he's a great entertainer. And my grandmother was just crying, talking about how it was a waste, how he died, the drugs, and how people just let him get in the... And she loved him, right? And so I grew up like listening to that music, and then I grew up, we had a swimming pool in my backyard, and every weekend my dad and his buddies were out, and they were like, 70, like CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival, all those guys, like Hendrix. And so I grew up like loving all that music, but I also love 90s, and it even the rap today, like hip hop, like I love that. Like I just love all of it, right? And so it's really interesting to me to say, well, what's the best? Because I actually love all of it, but I tend to agree that like that late 90s, that early 2000s, just all the different sounds kind of coming together, it was actually incredible. And it was like you could turn on KJ 103 in Oklahoma City, and you would hear like boy bands, and you hear hip hop, and you'd hear like country was infusing into country pop at that point too. And so, it was just kind of great. And maybe this is like my grandmother always said, like when she was younger, she was born in 1935. Elvis got big in 56 or so. And she said, before Elvis, the music was all boring. Like it's just the same.
Right.
Like, and so he brought all those things together. So maybe it's kind of the same. And so that's why she thought her generation's music was great. And maybe my dad kind of felt the same, because you think about, Creedence Clearwater Revival, and you think about the Doors, and you think about all those artists there that just really shaped the way, music went for them. So maybe just people romanticize their youth, and maybe that's what we're doing too. But I still think that 90s, 2000, just killer music coming out.
Yeah, for sure. And listen, I feel like I'm going to get judged for this statement. But Avril Lavigne has a new album out, and it's very much still that sound, but with a little bit of a modern twist. And it's great music. So shout out Avril Lavigne and her new album.
Shout out Avril. Listen, outside of Elvis, like the guy that I love the best singing, like no one will know hardly. His name's Craig David. He's a R&B guy from the UK, and why I really like him is because he can actually sing, and he does like garage and like two-step like electro kind of stuff now, but he'll sing all his songs acoustically, and it's just like his voice is just incredible. And so I get it, man. Like I just listen to what I like. I don't really care what people think about it. But I am digging the tunes, and I brought up music because someone had made a comment earlier that, hey, we're talking about hockey, not music. And I'm like, well, I think music is a huge part of sports, and so that's why I think music should be important and why we talked about music on this episode.
Yeah, I don't know who said that, but respectively, fuck you, we're talking about music too. So.
Listen, the greatest sports show in the world, sports and music, they are so combined. Let's talk about some beer league stuff. I know you had mentioned some stuff like right before we got on recording. I said, "Oh, what do you want to talk about?" And this is when we're like, "Well, we have no clue." And you're like, "Oh, how about this?" And so let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I actually got like a little two-parter if we want to spend some time here, and they kind of go together. So first off, talking about we've talked about it before, but talking about like the equipment that you wear, right? So I've said before, I don't wear shoulder pads. I know a lot of guys who don't wear shoulder pads. I also don't wear a cup, which I don't know a lot of people who do that, but I know a few. I know guys that don't wear elbow pads, right? So there's all these different things. It's beer league. Not everybody wears all the equipment. And I was in a game the other day, and it's an invite-only league. You played in it before. It's called FHL. Shout out to the Firemen's League out there. And I thought for sure I was going to see my first fight ever in FHL because it's such a friendly invite-only skate. Everybody kind of knows each other, not taken too seriously. So it's usually just like a really great skate. And two guys almost got into it. I thought for sure they were going to fight it. They were going to fight. And the beef was one guy was mad at another guy for playing the body a little bit too hard. He didn't check him, but he just kind of rode him, and they went into the board. And the guy's beef was, well, I don't wear shoulder pads, so you shouldn't make contact with me. So I wanted to ask you, because my thought on it was, and I like both of these guys. I'm not saying, necessarily one's right over the other, but I don't wear shoulder pads and I don't wear a cup. But I do that that's my decision, and I understand the risks involved. So if somebody does something, if someone shoots a puck at me and it goes towards my nuts, and I don't come to them and be like, hey, don't shoot the puck at my nuts because I'm not wearing a cup, that's my own fault, right? It's not their fault. So I was curious on your take on guys who don't wear all the equipment and then, bitching about, oh, well, I might get hurt because I'm not wearing the equipment.
Well, I, for one, don't wear shoulder pads either.
Yep.
I've never once bitched about people hitting me in that area. I think you're right. That is their choice. The only time I've ever bitched, and you know what, it's the same thing. It's my choice too. Is when I used to wear a visor and people would shoot like head high shots. And and it's tough, right? Because it's like, come on, like you should never have a head high shot anyway, especially when you're doing like clappers from the. But hey, I can't do slap shots from the blue line, so I don't know how to control them, right? So, but I think at the end of the day, like that's actually why I went to a cage, is because I was like, you know what, I can't expect everyone else to worry about me, because they're not going to, and my my ruggedly handsome good looks. So I'm going to put on this cage so I can protect myself. And then if someone hits me in the face, then it's just whatever. It happened and it's over. The same with shoulder. The thing with shoulder, I just don't like them. They're heavy, they're hot, and so I just don't wear. I've taken a lot of, I've taken pucks in the nipple, and my nipple was hard for 7 weeks.
That happened to me recently,
and it hurts. I've had like the Made in Canada imprinted on my gut before, and so it sucks. Like you got to wear protection if you want it, and there is protection. Like there's this thing called Zoom Bang, and I've been trying to get a hold of them to make a BLPA shirt, and it's like it's an undershirt, right? I wear like a long sleeve undershirt,
padded.
and it's padded. Like you can literally, and I've done this before. I've had one before, but it got ripped. Or actually, I think someone took it from me because I was like, oh, this is ripped. I'll never wear it, and they took it. And but anyway, like you can put your phone under this padding, and you can take a hammer and hammer onto the padding, and it will not break your phone because that's how much it absorbs. And so it's called Zoom Bang. You should go check them out if you want the padding. My problem was they only had like the tight Under Armour type shirts, and I wear like a loose fit shirt. So if they can make a loose fit shirt with the pads, then I'd be in for sure.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Like I don't like the way shoulder pads feel. I don't like the way a cup feels, which is why I don't wear that too. I don't suggest it. It's not smart. I know that. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that someone would choose not to wear gear and then complain that they almost got hurt because they're not wearing the gear. If that's how you feel, you should probably just wear it. But that your thought there brings me to the second part of that question, and that is when, if ever, or just in general, how do you feel about slap shots in beer league?
I mean, they're part of the game. I mean, I've taken some one timers, which I guess could be considered a slap shot, but it's one of those things where it's like in the heat of the moment, I don't really know I'm doing it. But like, I mean, I think people are that's part of hockey. Like they grew up doing it, so how can you say that they shouldn't be allowed? I guess there probably is a time and a place where you should do them or not.
Yeah. So like you, I also can't. I'm just terrible at slap shots. It's just not part of my thing. And now I can get a hold of one every once in a while, but my problem is I never know where it's going, so I choose not to take them. And I just think there's some guys out there that have a hard shot but have no idea where it's going, and there'll be 15 people in front of the net, and they decide to just clap bomb it, as you said, head high towards the net. And so I was just curious how you feel about that. I think I feel the same way. Like it is what it is, right? Like we can't stop people from taking slap shots. It's part of hockey. I did.
When I get a hold of a one timer, like when I fucking piss on it, you know what I'm saying? Like just sweet spot, and it fucking like it goes like top corner, like it feels really fucking good. And I know that I know that feeling, and that's why those guys do that, because that feeling is second to none. And so I can't fault them for doing it. You just hope that maybe they'll have a little situational awareness when they're doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense to me.
So, okay. That's actually a good topic. We don't talk about that kind of stuff enough, and people say you got to talk more beer league. So that's our beer league stuff. Was there anything else that you wanted to hit in on the beer league realm?
I don't think I have anything else beer league. I could talk about life stuff.
You ever been in a slump?
Oh, yeah, right now. Well, until earlier today. Basically now, yeah. Well, since I've been in a little bit of a slump since Omaha, where I don't know if you heard, but I was gold champion, and I was tied for the lead on our team in points with Big Dad. Not a big deal, but some say I did help Frank carry Big Dad to a gold championship in Omaha.
I like that.
But since then, I've been in a giant slump, and it felt like I might never score a goal again until I did earlier today.
It's weird because I have not played hockey since Omaha.
Okay.
I had to skip beer league last night because I was doing photos, like a man of the people, and I know people need the photos, and I've just been so stinking busy. Obviously I got really sick after Omaha and into Boston. Didn't get to play in Boston. Kept that illness on. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sounding way better. 100%.
Slightly. Yeah, a little bit better than we were in Boston for sure.
I basically, I took 10 days of antibiotics, felt good for 2 days, and started sliding back, so I had to go back to another urgent care when I was in Southern California and get another round of antibiotics, and I'm on them now. But now I've finally, I've been taking them since Thursday, and I feel I feel so much better now. And I still have 6 days left to go. And I feel so much better now. So I'm hopefully I'm kicking it, and my next Dex isn't till the end of May. I have the BLPA bash in a few weeks, but I'm not playing in it because I don't think owners should play in their own tournaments. But that's just a hang up I have. But yeah,
But you are going to be there.
I am going to be there 100%. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be taking photos. I might even get on the grill. I'll be telling jokes. Me and you can podcast while we're there, live from the BLPA bash in Columbus.
Yes, sir.
Going to be an electric time. You know what? I love draft experiences. Don't get me wrong. Love them. But I really, and you know what? It's cool because you get 84 people. They're all partying. But when you get a 35 team tournament and you have 500 people in a parking lot, it's hard to beat that kind of electricness.
Yeah, I could see how that would be fun. I'm excited. It'll be my first one. So my first bash.
I don't think you've been at a deck since we bought that we had the trailer where. Oh yeah, no, you didn't, because the last time we did it was Cincinnati when we watched. Did we watch Miracle? What did we watch there?
We did.
We watched Miracle on the TV on the outside of the RV, which is like a 32-incher maybe.
Yep.
We bought a 20-foot blow up screen and a projector.
Hell yeah.
And so we're gonna have that out. There's probably gonna be some hockey going on. That would be pretty badass. We're gonna, if we have to watch other hockey movies, we'll do that too. Because here's, what I want to do. I think this would be really cool. When we go to a town one day, we rent out a movie theater and just play like 3 hockey movies in a row.
I'm down.
Like we just do a hockey night with BLPA or a movie night with BLPA, and we do it. Whatever. We'll have fucking popcorn, some milk duds, whatever. I think that would be really fun. And I don't know what movies we'd show, but we'd take like a poll, right? And maybe this is going to be our first VIP event.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That would be pretty rad.
Pick the movie.
Yeah, that would be that. Or I mean, maybe what we'll do is we'll say, hey, you know what? If you're a VIP member, get here. We'll do it on a Thursday before a tournament. This is. Listen, we've procrastinated enough that now I've got our first VIP event here. This is greatness. What we'll do is we've done it. We'll go to a draft experience, but we'll go early. So we'll be there Thursday night. We'll talk them into renting the theater, and we'll say if you're a VIP, you get to come in. You're free. If you want to bring a guest or if someone else wants to attend, you guys pay $30 or whatever. And that's how we'll do it. I think that would be freaking awesome. And maybe we'll just start with one movie, and we'll take the number one most voted movie. I don't know if it'll be. What do you think? It'd be Miracle, Youngblood, Mighty Ducks. What else?
Goon, maybe?
Goon, yeah, Goon will be highly rated. We did watch on the 21st screen, we watched Goon 2 in Charleston, but there's only like 4 of us out there. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know if Goon 2 is as good as the OG because I haven't seen it, but OG Goon is pretty solid.
Yeah, well, I think that's a play. But yeah, it's gonna be a time in Columbus. I obviously, you guys, I've professed my love for Columbus many times on here, and I just love that they keep supporting us. We sold out the tournament again, and so it's going to be. So I wish we could get to a 50 team. I don't know if that's just me getting greedy, but if we could ever get to a 50 or 100 team tournament, that would be like pinnacle.
Yeah, that would be awesome for sure.
And guess what? If you win it, you get the invite to Vegas to Beer League World Championships. You got to win to sin. You got to win to sin, bud.
Speaking of Vegas, I just found out this week that the Vegas Dex is the same weekend as a wedding that I'm a groomsman in.
Yep.
And I'm absolutely gutted.
Nah.
That my buddy's gonna have to get married without me. No, I'm just kidding. That I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss that tournament.
Hey, here's the deal. Is it Frank getting married?
It's not, but it is.
Then nobody cares, right? Everyone cares about Frank. We know you and Frank are thick as thieves.
Yeah.
So this guy's just gonna have to deal. It's Dex giving, bud. Yeah. Dex giving.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, I'm like, did you even look at the calendar before you booked this?
We did.
Like, what are you doing?
Do I know this guy?
I think you probably met Dan. Dan Ballinger. I don't know if he.
I know Dan Ballinger. Yeah, I know Dan.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know him personally.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. Even.
I mean, it's sad that we're gonna have to break up his wedding.
Yeah,
so,
it is a bummer.
So who's seducing his wife, me or you?
Not me. So it's gonna have to be you.
Well, hey, listen, you got it for the brand. Sorry, Dan. Hey, sure. Sorry, Dan. But does Dan plays hockey though, right?
He does.
Well, he'll just come to Vegas and play with us. What's the big deal?
Yeah, he could even get married out there, right? Like,
Well,
I
I'll
believe that's
marry
a thing
him.
in Vegas.
I'll marry him.
There you go. There you
So,
go.
there we go. All right. Anything else to add before we get out of here?
I don't think so. I think we put in a solid hour today,
Well,
and that again with basically no preparation.
No, that's how good we are. Last question, because I want to hit it from the guy that asked in BLPA. What is the perfect pregame meal?
For me, the perfect pregame meal is some sort of pasta with a protein. I like chicken parm, but not too heavy on the pasta, like more on the chicken side, but a little bit of carbs, a little bit of protein. And to me, what's more important than the meal is how, when you eat it, and I think 2.5 to 3 hours before the game is the optimal time to have a nice pregame meal.
You know what I like eating before hockey? Pizza.
Yeah, I eat pizza all the time before hockey too, and I think it's basically the same thing as a pasta
and here's
and a
the
meat
deal.
if you have pepperoni on it.
I don't care who says it, unless you're playing like ultra high competitive. Like the whole I got a carb load up doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're going to play like Div 2 beer league game on 10:30 at night on Thursday. It's not going to make a difference, all right? So do yourself a favor. 2 hours before the game, go to Blaze, ask for the commish special.
There you go.
They're not going to know what that is. So then you're going to have to tell them that you want pesto around the crust, you want some spicy sauce, you want some mozzarella, and then you want pepperoni, ham, you want some bacon, you want some fresh basil, you want some chopped garlic, and then you got sea salt and oregano, and tell them to put that motherfucker right in the oven and make it crispy. Bring it out, put on some balsamic vinegar and some pesto glaze. And that's the commish special, and they don't know it yet, but they will eventually, with y'all's help. You just got to go in and start asking for it to where everyone's like, oh, okay, that's the commish special. Okay, cool, we know. And that's my next. If getting mentioned along Chipper was my first goal in life, my second goal is to get the commish special to be a thing at Blaze Pizza.
All right, so I'm hitting a Blaze Pizza tomorrow on the way on my trip. Do you want me to video me asking?
I do. I want you to record it
for the commish special.
Yeah, and make sure you tell them. Like, you have to literally, then you record the whole thing and say, okay, you don't know what that is yet. Here's what it is, and then do it.
Okay, got it.
And then we'll post it. We'll get it going. Blaze has tweeted me many times. So I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. You might even call it a blaze. Yeah. Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah, that's a joke we got to go out on.
Yeah, well, all right, guys. Well, hey, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for your input on the show. Let us know how you think we could be better. You can find me at Nicker Jones on Twitter, the Nicker Jones on Instagram. You can find him at Beer League Jason. You can find all of our stuff at the BLPA, every social media network, even OnlyFans. There's no content yet because no one's paid us to make it, and we don't work for free. And lastly, I hope all of you guys are going to have a good week. Be good or be good at it.